Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Hold on just a second. I've got to do this right here. I've got to do this right here. You all set there? Hold on a second. Forgive me. Mom is always watching. I got to be a gentleman here. Can I hold your chair for you while you get into it, lady?
We're good.
You good? You're better than good.
It's like carrying a freaking baby around all day, though. It's like exhausting.
Well, just as the microphones were going on, folks, the final panelists for the day entered the studio. We might as well go through them, do roll call. Greg Agnos here from Chestnut Hill.
Good morning.
And Bob Larder is here from Bob Larder.
Yep. Good morning. Good to be with you.
And then from the Call-In Times, Sue walked in. And the reason Sue wasn't with us last week is that she had a little surgery, right? It's okay to say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because she's walking around in a 20-pound sling.
It's like carrying a baby. That's what I was saying when I didn't know the microphones were on.
Yeah.
So it gets a little exhausting.
You just you look like Denise did after her surgery, and it's the right shoulder for you too, just like it was for her, right?
Yeah.
And you're a righty, aren't you?
Figure out how to do things.
You're right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah. She
But
found that particularly challenging.
The left side is killing me.
Why?
Because you're putting all your everything there.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
that makes sense.
I'm making supper the other night and I'm cutting eggplant. It was pretty funny to see me because I'm holding a knife in my right hand and moving the eggplant under the knife so I can cut it.
Yeah.
Because, home alone.
You got to do stuff like that.
Ingenuity.
Yeah.
You got to do stuff like that. I told Denise, I said, don't be embarrassed about anything you have to do that's weird or asking for help or anything.
Yeah.
So I grew up, I never knew my great-grandfather on my father's side. I never knew him with two arms. Before I was born, he lost his left arm up above the elbow. So I always knew him with a stub. But you'd be surprised what he could do.
Yeah.
And he just found ways to do stuff.
That's right.
And acted just like, okay, this is normal for me. And the rest of that, he drove a car back when there was the three-speed stick shift on the thing. He had an old 1953 Oldsmobile. And he put one of those doorknobs, suicide knobs, on the steering wheel so he could turn it with one hand. That's back when they had to do a lot of turning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there was no power steering on that automobile. Right. But that was his car he bought it new in 53. And when he died in 87, he still owned it. That was his car. He hadn't driven it in a year or so.
About that?
He made it work for him, and he figured out how to make it work for him.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. You just, things happen. You figure out how to do it. Or you can sit back and whine, or
this is what he told me. He says, you sit there and see what your assets are and what your liabilities are. And count up all the things you can do, and ignore the things you can't do by busy doing the things you can do.
That's right.
Did you know that there was once a one-armed baseball player
I heard about that.
who played outfield for, I'm not sure what team it was. I think maybe the St. Louis Browns or something like that. But in the 40s, yeah.
How could he hold the bat with only
Well,
one
again,
arm?
you had to make it.
Wow.
I can see it. I
Yeah.
can see holding. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see the whole thing with that one.
He must
Right.
have been very
And
strong
then
to
when
be
he
able
catching
to.
the ball and then tucking the glove under his arm and then so he can throw it.
Yeah.
Right.
That was interesting to watch.
Wow.
Yeah. It's all about what you can do, not what you can't do. And Sue Tessia McKenzie, thanks for coming today. I know
Thank
that
you
you're
for
healing
having
up.
me.
You probably have other things you'd rather do.
Been a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, it has
been a challenge.
I'm sure. All righty.
We are so glad to have you here.
Thank
Yes.
you.
We really are.
Yes.
But right
Last
now,
week was, it was good with Greg, but it missed.
that's
But
because I'm
friends,
bring
we
a
have
little
to
sass,
Friends, we have to show Greg a little extra love and attention because he's our sponsor of this segment. And Greg, would you tell us a few things about Chestnut Hill for us?
Yeah, well, I
got a chance to visit you last week.
You did indeed.
Thanks for
what a
coming
beautiful
by. Place you have.
Oh, thank you.
I met Chris.
Yeah.
And now I've forgotten the young lady who was there.
Pat.
Pat?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
Pat.
she actually came with the business. She's been there for 17 years. So happy to have her. She's a gem.
Well, tell us about
so
insurance
basically
and
what I
investments.
just wanted to pass along today was we're coming into hurricane season. I think it's the first one is brewing. Actually, it's probably the second one, right? That's because it's a B.
Yeah, Bertha is
It's
heading to
brewing
Texas.
off the coast, and anyways, but
There's
people
one over Africa that is now over the water,
is that right?
taking a path that hurricanes take.
Uh-oh.
We don't know what's going to happen with it.
So what can we do about that? As homeowners, the best thing you can do is take a look at your insurance policy and make sure that the deductible that you have is a flat deductible and not a percentage deductible, because percentage deductibles percentage of on windstorm only. A lot of companies introduced this a few years back to make it more affordable, but between 2 and 5% of the total building value is assessed on a windstorm named storm. So Bertha, for instance. So on a $500,000 home, that's a $15,000 deductible. So you think you have a $500 deductible? Well, no, you don't. It's $15,000. So be careful about that. I would say, have your
They
agent.
slip those things in without telling you.
Well, they tell you, but most people go right to the bottom line and look at the premium without actually breaking down what have they gained,
Yeah,
what
I
have
think
they
that's a mistake. We've had that discussion before.
right, what have they lost, and in this particular case, you could lose a lot. So basically, $15,000, you're basically self-insuring your entire roof, since it won't be covered. So, anyways, keep an eye out for that, and if you have any questions about it, give me a call 762-4500.
I don't want to do any boogeyman deal over here, but I'm telling you, I have been saying this for years as I've been doing the weather on our station for quite a number of years. We're due.
We are due.
We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know this year, next year, whatever. But in the cycle of things where you saw named hurricanes coming up and hitting New England, it's been a lot of years since that's happened here, and we're due.
Mm-hmm.
Last one, if I recall, was 94, Hurricane Bob.
Bob.
Came right up over Narragansett Bay.
You're right.
A entire species of butterfly is extinct because of Hurricane Bob. You only found that butterfly on Block Island.
Oh, no kidding.
Gone, wiped off the face of the earth, all gone.
How about that?
And like that. And Hurricane Bob didn't have as many consequences as some other storms.
Right.
But it was a direct hit.
Now there was
and
one.
We're due. I mean, what's 94 to 2026 is what?
32 years.
32 years.
But
yeah.
there was one that came across New York, Long Island. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But that was probably about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was a tough one for them.
Sandy.
Sandy, that's the name.
That's what I thought.
I remember Sandy hitting New Jersey much more.
Right.
than us.
New Jersey, New York. But I was going to say Sandy, and then I was thinking of the pictures with the sand all over the place. And I'm thinking, it can't be Sandy.
Yeah, right. That's too obvious.
It was Sandy. You're right.
It was Sandy.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
again, I
Sounds
don't like boogeyman stories. I'm just saying that I've been saying for 10 years that in the cycle of things, we're kind of due here to get whacked by one of those big storms.
I love getting up in the morning hearing doom and gloom right from the start.
I don't,
Jeez,
right?
man.
I don't like doom and
Whoa.
gloom. I don't like doom and gloom, but we do have some other sad news that we probably want to talk about.
Uh-oh. I know where he's
And
going.
it's mixed together with happy news.
Okay.
Happy news, we got 15 in a row. Unhappy news, we didn't make the new record and make 16
and
in a row.
hold on, don't even say what it is. Let's see if Bob can figure it out.
I heard it on your broadcast this morning.
Good
Thanks
for
for
you,
listening
Bob.
Yes. The Boston Red Sox.
Right.
First time since 1946 when Ted Williams was playing. Boy.
Yeah.
Good,
I didn't
Bob.
even have to ask my research
See?
assistant to look it up for me. Thank you.
And I didn't want anybody to give you the answer because I had faith in you on this one.
Yeah.
I had faith.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been pretty hard to miss.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bob's missed some pretty
But
hard
here's the,
ones.
Well, yeah, but he's got his nose in the books and all the
Yeah.
law stuff and
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
like that. And you know, social media and other pop culture and stuff like that don't enter his world without permission.
Thank you for covering for me.
So
That makes
if you
it
look
sound
at
so
So
much
I've been to
better.
your place. I don't know anybody in my lifetime. I don't know any. I know some small libraries don't own as many books as you. Seriously,
It's
this
an
is the
addiction.
guy who really hits the books and knows stuff.
Thank you. But,
That's good.
And,
good for
and
your
they're books,
occupation.
folks. They're not little microfiche things or files or something. These are bound books.
My wife tells me I should go onto Kindle and things like that. That's
Not the
far
same.
too
Not the same.
technical.
Yeah,
not
it's
the
not
same.
the same.
Okay.
Not the same.
Reading a book and
I
nah.
You know,
Read a book.
I knew a guy had a Kindle and he broke it trying to dog ear it. Just a joke.
That's
Just
good
a
one.
joke.
Yeah.
So anyway, any thoughts on that? You know, it's just a street.
Yes,
it gets the public's attention.
Right, it gets their attention. But here's an interesting
I mean,
thing.
they are now in right now. If the season ended today, they'd be in the playoffs with the third
Right.
wild card spot.
So they need to. I see them reverting to the mean a little bit for a period of time, but they're going to have to do it again just to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The top. If you look at the top 10 Red Sox streaks going back through history, none of those 10 years did they actually win the World Series.
Is that so?
Wow.
Yep. So
This guy does some research.
So it takes it's a 162 game regular season. It takes a number of fits and starts to get there. So I wouldn't be too discouraged. It's a good
Oh
sign.
no.
Yeah.
Well, it's entertaining, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sure is.
And basically, that's what they're trying to do: draw a crowd and sell them something, a hot dog, a beer,
Right.
whatever.
Parking,
That's what's that, or whatever, right? Alrighty. Well, good luck to the Red Sox. Hope that they start a new streak. What the heck, right? Not. I just realized when I said that, and they lost last night. Starting a new streak might be interpreted as saying starting a losing streak. That's not what I had in mind when I said that, right?
Right.
It's starting a new winning streak.
yeah.
Would be great. Alrighty. All right, well, those things are unnatural and all that. I do have some news in today. I don't know if anybody has an opinion on it, about the Providence Place Mall. Here's a place that has fallen on some hard times of late, and they're in receivership now. They've been ordered in receivership, and now there is,
God bless you.
excuse me,
Bless you.
it's just
For those-
stifling a sneeze
for those
there.
that didn't
I knew
hear
I
it,
wasn't going to get away
we
without
saw
doing
it.
that. What was that?
For those that didn't hear a sneeze, we saw the sneeze.
You saw the
Right.
sneeze,
We
yeah.
saw that.
That's dangerous. You could,
Yeah.
you could
Well, the
blow,
camera actually was on. The camera was
could
on
blow your
bar.
head up like that.
I didn't take a picture of my sneeze. But now it's a project that's so big, one person, one company is not going to do it. It's going to be 3 different companies have stepped up now with expertise in this field, and they're set to purchase the 1.4 million square foot property, Providence Place Mall, for 133 million bucks, which is fairly cheap by today's commercial standards. But then again, commercial property isn't going for its peak values these days. They only mentioned that there's 3 tenants in there. Has anybody been to the Providence Place
What?
Mall?
No.
310?
recently.
What?
According to this, they mentioned the names of 3 tenants on my news story. But it seems to me there should be more.
Yeah, I would
name
say
those
so.
3. Just
The 3 are Dave and Buster's, although there's a typographical error. It says Save and Buster's. I knew better than that. I've been there. Abercrombie and Fitch and American Eagle.
That's
well,
it.
there's
Huh?
no. There's a Macy's. There's a Boscov's.
Are they still in business there?
Yes, yes. So, basically, Boscov's is on one side and Macy's is on the other.
I see the anchors.
And there's, a Yankee Candle. There's an Apple store.
There used to be an Apple
There's
store.
a
Is it
loft.
still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of stores there. I
Well,
think.
if you listen to the talk,
Yeah.
it's like nobody goes there because there's nothing there anymore.
No.
So
no,
that's
no.
not true, is
no,
it?
that is 100% not true. 100% false.
Nobody
The-
goes there because of Amazon.
Well,
That's-
between that, but I also think that
Well, does
when
that make a difference?
all bad, talking about all this bad stuff that happens. I mean, I'm sure they did well with the, World Cup fan zone across the street. I'm sure
well,
they did
made
well
some
with
bucks on
that.
the parking garage.
Oh, absolutely. But Providence Place Mall is a very nice mall. They need to emphasize it more as a destination.
Yeah.
Like if you're traveling, you when we would travel, we had the kids and what. They'd want to go check out a mall wherever we were. Let's go check out this mall.
That was a destination back in the 80s.
It's a destination to go see.
90s.
Well, now as they're doing things, different events, so hold one of those inside the mall.
I remember Emerald Square used to have theme days, and they'd have big parties in there.
Exactly, and that's when you do the events. People want to go to the events, but Providence Place Mall is such a unique building, really. And you're right there central to everything. You can walk in. There's a DSW. There's a lot of stores.
Yeah, I thought Joe Paolino bought that.
He's involved.
Well, he's involved in this. It's Pyramid Management Group, Paolino Properties, and DW Partners.
Got it.
Yeah. But I think, people look at it as a destination. You got to go check it out because it's unique.
Okay.
That's the thing.
But after you've seen it, do you go back?
But... I go to Boscov's. I go to Boscov's frequently.
Okay. What do they do there?
Boscov's is, I'm going to say, JCPenney, Macy's, Burlington.
General merchandise retail?
Right, but much better pricing than your Macy's and JCPenney's.
Oh, I see.
But it's more upscale than a Burlington.
I see.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like it there.
Yeah. Retail stores get their niche, don't they?
Yeah, no, I really like it there. I go there a lot. I get the stuff for the grandkids and, just even for my husband with his pants and stuff. They're very reasonable. Very reasonable.
I think Greg is right when he's talking about Amazon because Amazon supplies things immediately. My wife has ordered things on Amazon.
Not so much anymore. They're not what they used to be when we first started, but yeah.
Well, Jean orders items on Amazon, and they show up within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes the same
It depends
day.
what you order.
Oh yeah, but you joined the club. Gene joined the club.
Amazon Prime.
You got to be Prime. If you're not in their club, paying the dues all the time, you don't get all that service.
And you know what?
But that service takes away from Jean going to the mall and buying the item in the store and maybe seeing other stores that have items on display that she'd like to get.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have better selection on Amazon. I just purchased, I had my girlfriend purchase it because she's Prime, and I needed shoulder, because both my arms are killing me. It is what it is. So I ordered something to go around my neck and over both arms.
Yeah.
Am I going to run around to 52 stores looking for that item? Well, no, because it's a unique item. So I went on Amazon and I sent it to my girlfriend. I said, "Can you order me 2 of these?" So that's a biggie with Amazon is especially something that you normally don't find in a store.
Their trucks are all over the place.
Oh, they are all over.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking for a dress, I want to go to the store and I want to try on a dress.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Amazon to buy a dress. I'm going there to find things that I have no idea.
I would never buy clothes.
Yeah, that's the
online.
thing. You just
I understand what you're doing there. Generally speaking, I would buy from Amazon. I just did this week, and it's a great example. I need a replacement fan for a laptop. The fan broke. I know the laptop's worth something, and I looked and said, "What's a replacement fan going to cost me if I replace it myself?" So I'll buy the parts through Amazon.
Yeah.
Because there's no store around here
well,
I can do that.
That's the thing. That's what I mean.
There used to be stores where you could go, electronic stores. It was Jabor's. We had one right here in Woonsocket. He moved right up. He was on Park Avenue here for a while. Dick was running a great store. And you go in there, you could buy resistors and capacitors, all the things that you use to repair stuff.
Radio
you could
Shack.
do that there. What's that?
What about Radio Shack?
Well, Radio Shack was a fallback.
Yeah, that was an older one.
If they didn't have it, maybe Radio Shack had it.
Yeah.
But Radio Shack usually had just the garden variety things. If you needed something specific with a... I know I'm going to talk over people's heads, but you'll understand what I mean. An ECG part number, a Sylvania ECG part number, that's a transistor. You're not going to get the transistor at Radio Shack, the simple transistor. You get that at Dick's place. And I grew up doing all that stuff, and that's how I repaired a lot of equipment that we use here in the station. So the point I'm trying to make is if I can't buy it locally, I'll look at Amazon.
Yeah.
But if I can buy it locally, that's it.
I'm buying it. Well, yeah.
And even if it's not quite as local
same.
as I like, if I have to go to North Attleboro to get it,
That's
you
local.
know, okay. If I have to go to Providence for it, okay, we get it. But there are no stores that sell parts that I can use to repair things in Rhode Island, in all of Rhode Island anymore.
Right.
So that's the way that is. Well, okay, listen, we've...
Did the article say what they plan to do with the mall now that they purchased it?
Let me just check. Nope. Just that they agreed to buy it. And you got to figure they ain't going to spend $133 million without doing something with it. But they don't discuss their plans right here.
Okay.
All right?
We'll wait and see.
They have to do something different because
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was being done wasn't
working. Yeah, the definition of insanity.
And do something quick before all the rest of your stores leave, because that's the impression I was getting, is
Right.
that stores were just leaving because there was
And
no
I'm
draw
sure
there
some
anymore.
of the stores are leaving because that, some just don't want the hassle, when you have...
Yeah.
I mean, I remember...
Did you feel safe in the parking lot there?
Absolutely.
Because that's the other thing. I kept seeing these stores coming by where people getting mugged in the parking lot.
See,
The parking
now,
garage.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of that.
No?
But then
Okay.
again, I am, nothing good happens after, my opinion, 9 o'clock. But,
Oh,
but I mean,
you're going
so
in the middle of the day.
I'm going during the day.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
think that, if people, want to go to the mall, go during the day. I mean, if you're concerned about nighttime, don't just not go.
Yeah.
I mean, so we went during the day.
Just got a note from the audience saying to the panel, the reason people do not go to the Providence Place Mall is all the crime that has happened there
Yes.
and the parking lot, and that's pretty much what I was saying.
Right.
That they're hearing all the bad of the crime.
And
Right.
But again, during the day, you don't see any
Yeah,
of
I
that.
don't. I'm not that interested.
At
you
one
know.
point, they had a problem with suicides. People jumping off the parking garage.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
We saw it all. Well, all right. Thanks for the note, folks. We need a second message here from Chestnut Hill at, well, I'm going to call it Park Square. It's close enough to Park Square.
I guess you'd call it Park Square, yeah.
Yeah.
Right up there on
Pretty close.
Eddie Dowling,
Next to Wendy's.
between Wendy's and Citizens Bank.
Right.
Across from that new development, I guess, that's going in, the
Yeah,
Chipotle.
we know
and,
that.
yeah.
I was negotiating to buy one of those buildings
Oh,
at the
no
radio
kidding.
station there.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it was a bad time because
Yeah.
the people that own the hospital own them.
Oh, okay.
And it was a bad time when they were having financial problems. You wouldn't believe what they were asking for that property.
Really?
Oh my goodness me! I thought that would be a good place to be at one time.
We
But
see people running in and out of that building like.
once it gets up over $4 million,
invested.
it's out of my price range.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
that's good too.
I don't know what it went for because I'm just saying what it was,
Yeah.
what they were asking when I was looking at it.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Tell us
So,
what's going on in your place.
the second thing I just wanted to mention was that the Valley Breeze Voices of the Valley came out today, or yesterday actually, and we placed as the winner in the financial planning category. Don't be confused by the name because it says Agnon and Associates, which that name was retired middle of last year, but evidently didn't make it to price and time.
You're doing business at Chestnut Hill.
Chestnut Hill Insurance Group and Wealth Management. So it's a second consecutive year for that, and we're proud of that.
It's your name.
It's my name, yeah. So now we're trying to get into this new one that's coming out. It's the
It's a beautiful ad.
this
Blackstone
ad that
Valley
was put together by
Yep.
by Sue.
Blackstone Valley Call and Times Community
Bingo.
Choice Award.
So that would be a trifecta for us because we got the Valley Voice of the Valley, and we got the Providence Business News Leaders and Achievers. So
Right.
this is important to us. This is coming up. So if you see us on there, give us a vote, please.
Yep.
There you go. Thank you very much. All right. Thanks, Greg. We'll be
Beautiful
right
ad.
back with more Coffee and right after these important messages. OM Radio.
Your premier real estate expert is Scott McGee of the Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties in North Smithfield. Scott has had extensive training and knows the latest real estate strategies. He can offer you knowledge and tools most other agents can't. To see the latest listings from the Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties, visit this website, McGeeSoldMyHouse.com. Scott McGee of Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties can help you buy or sell your home. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're back on the air on Coffee Ann for this 23rd day of July. Good morning, everybody. Nice to have you with us today. I'm Dave Richards, along with Greg Agnone and Sue Tessia McKenzie and Bob Larder. Anybody going to the Newport Jazz Festival this weekend? No, it's the Folk Festival this weekend. Jazz is later. No,
it's not on my agenda.
Although
I was
they
gonna
talk
say,
about the
it's not
parking
in
problem.
my wheelhouse to go to a folk festival.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know whether anybody's paid much attention to what has happened to people who were in the now infamous January 6th Capitol riots. But we have a doctor in Massachusetts who has accepted her fate and her responsibility for what she's done. I feel very sad for her because, first of all, you need as many doctors as you can get.
I can't even.
Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did.
She was down in Washington. She got moved by what was going on. She got involved in what was going on. They have video of her punching a police officer
and the face
and
she
joining
had,
in the crowd.
she was.
Mad. No? Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens when you get into a group and you get agitated, I suppose. So anyway, she pleaded guilty to the federal charges, got a 9-month sentence in 2024. Meanwhile, her medical license expired in March of 2025, and she tries to renew it, and they won't renew it. She had previously agreed not to practice after her arrest because the state was pretty upset about things. And then she told the judge this week, Bob, that I take responsibility for my actions that day and wish that reason had prevailed over my emotions.
I thought most of the people who involved in that protest had been pardoned by the president.
Well,
And-
obviously one wasn't. I had the same thought when I read the story, Bob, but I don't know.
Well, I don't know if it's a question of whether or not she's been pardoned has anything to do with the medical
License.
authorities
Yeah.
saying that your conduct, even though you were pardoned from the crime, was such that we're considering not reinstating your license to practice.
Yeah, I got the feeling here reading it that if you are convicted and jailed, there is a problem with you having a medical license in Massachusetts. That's the way I was reading it.
Okay.
No, I mean, it shows a severe error in judgment, I guess. Maybe
Well, it
that's...
was. Haven't we all made one?
Of course.
One.
Of course.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Maybe not you, Bob, but
Well, I was
You-
thinking
you
Sue-
may have
Sue
put
know-
your books out of
Oh,
alphabetical
please.
order or something like that, but,
Yeah.
who knows?
yeah, I
Thank you.
When I was younger, I lost my temper. I did some things. I immediately knew I did something wrong, and I immediately apologized and stopped doing it. It happens, and I wouldn't do it again. But if somebody took a snapshot of me and put it in the paper, and I was punching a cop, if it was as serious as all of that, I wouldn't think of doing that. But whatever, if it was as serious as all that, then that's it. I did it. It's hung on me, and I'm going to have to live with it.
Yeah.
So, but we lost the doctor. All that training and experience is gonzo. We can't use it. Maybe she can get licensed in another state, but Massachusetts says we're not interested.
Wow.
So, but maybe another state that's run by Republicans, someone will say.
Yeah. You never know.
Because you know just how popular the administration is with folks in Massachusetts who are in government. They're just not at all amused. And so maybe she'd have an easier time of it someplace else. Any idea about that?
I think that there's justification for people not being amused.
Well,
But
of
we don't
course.
want to go into that
Oh,
discussion.
yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I'm not, yeah. I'm just trying to make a statement. The rest of the stuff is a given. The whole controversy of... no, we can't talk about it here on the show because, Gary Smith is driving in and he's going to drive right off the road if I
He'll
start
just
talking
come
about
walking right in here. He will walk right in here and straighten you out. I have faith in that.
And I consider myself to be straight already, so straightening out, heaven knows what's going to happen with that.
I hate when my GPS tells me, prepare to go straight. Like, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing?
That's a good one.
Either that, or she's calling me drunk, and I'm sure I like that either.
I know the Bob's not a Greg. I know the Bob's not a runner, and Sue's not a runner. She wears heels far too often. But if I don't know about you, do you ever contemplate being in the Boston Marathon?
No, but my brother's done it twice. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Last time he was about
They put in
62.
something else. They now have so many runners that they don't care about how many runners they have.
Wow.
And people are 37,000 runners last time, and I watched them all take off.
Wow.
And it took from 6 minutes after 9 to 11:30
To get
in
to
groups of thousands for them to leave the starting line.
Phew. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was. Boy, is it different from when I first went up there in 1979 with my little wire jig to talk on the radio and report from the takeoff. It was a noontime start. There was just a bunch of people on the street, and they all took off at noon.
Except for Rosie Ruiz.
Well, that's later on.
Who took a cab.
Took the easy
79.
way.
I don't think Rosie was in 79. I think she was in the 80s.
It was around there somewhere.
Yeah,
I
somewhere
remember.
around there.
Yeah.
Well, I drove limos in the 80s up there.
Yeah.
And that's where you were. I took the limo right at the center of town and had to drive to dignitaries.
Well, they
from
now
that.
have diesel
That's crazy.
pusher buses bringing people from huge places, encampments like the high school. Yeah, right. Where
Wow.
everybody gets there the night before, and they all get on the bus, and they're brought to the finish line in shifts.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, totally unbelievable.
Wasn't there a joke
Can't
that they named the subway station after Miss Ruiz?
Is it?
It was a joke, I think.
Was it? Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know that, but she actually, I suppose, did, right?
She took the subway. Yeah.
I thought it was
But
I knew it wasn't an
you'd
Uber.
be there with
but-
your bib number
It
and
wasn't
everything
an
else
Uber.
on the.
It wasn't my limo either.
Yeah, you'd be there with your bib number. That's what they call the number that's on you. That's you're assigned a number when you register, and you're sitting on the subway or hanging on to a little strap over there with your bib number on. And you're heading east on the subway. Nobody says anything to you.
Yeah, I know. Huh?
And
I
those were
always
the
thought that
days
was
before
kinda crummy.
the cell phones and stuff. I mean, my God, today that picture would have been on Facebook, on social media, on Instagram. It would have been all over the place before that train even hit the brake.
Yeah, but Greg's 62-year-old brother has done this? That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a two-time cancer survivor as well. So he did it after his last bout, and he trained hard. He did it. He's 62. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
God bless him.
I know it.
Well, there is now an opportunity for the 131st Boston Marathon that's coming up on April 19th, 2027. Registration opens on September 14th, and it closes on September 18th. Boy, they're going to be busy for 4 days.
Wow.
All right. And the BAA says they're going to have something new called a random selection. Okay. They review all the submissions, and then it's going to be like a random selection. Okay, you're in.
I'm sure they don't assign the numbers that way, though, do they? I think that'd
Well,
be, that'd
no,
be
numbers
crazy.
is a chronological thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Based on their best times, or how does that? I mean, I'm sure they're not going to stick some guy from Kenya, in 13,000th position.
Well, people are not registered in groups all at the same time. There's one registration, and it's like paper with lines on it.
Yeah.
The next line is 3426, then it's 3427. That's the number you're given, is the way I was explained to me.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, listen, folks, we ran a little over on our segment over here. I'm having so much fun chatting. Right now it's time for us to hear from Fast Talkin' Susie on behalf of the Mattress Warehouse in Providence.
Buy one, get one free on select mattresses at Mattress Warehouse. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select purchases. Enter to win a $100 gas card or a bed gear bundle. Plus, one lucky winner gets their purchase made free up to $5,000.
Is an amazing lady. She does a 30-second commercial in 10 seconds. I don't know how she does it. So there you go. But Mattress Warehouse in Providence sponsors the weather forecast. I'll read that to you.
Sunny skies today with a high of 80 degrees and a breeze from the northwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low of 54. Friday's weather, sunshine and 83. Saturday, sunshine and 82. Sunday, sunshine and 81. Monday, mostly sunny skies and 82 again. On Tuesday, got a 50% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Partial sunshine with a high of 82. And on Wednesday, 60% chance of rain, but partly sunny skies, high of 78. Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
This is Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency Director Mark Pappas. I love our Rhode Island shoreline, but our location makes us vulnerable to hurricanes and tropical storms. It's important to prepare as best we can before the storm hits. You can help by knowing your risk, getting flood insurance, and being familiar with your evacuation route. The steps we take today can minimize damage tomorrow. Learn more at riema.ri.gov.
Sponsored by the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
ON Radio.
Back on Coffee and here on WOON AM and FM radio and Woony TV. And across from me is Bob Larder, who has a stimulating message from... Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss something?
Yes.
So she's next?
She's next.
And then you.
Then me.
Normal talking,
I'm
Susie.
very sorry. Don't worry.
Right, normal talking Susie's here.
I never called you Susie.
What did you call that other lady?
Susie?
Fast talking Susie, because she's using
Right, so that's why I said this is normal talking Susie.
Yeah, but I never think of you as Susie.
My dad used to call me Susie.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. But there's no relationship to you in there. Now, a really important and calm commercial from from the Blackstone Valley Call-in-Times newspaper. Interesting stories, by the way, we had on the air on the newscast this morning too. If you need a subscription, you'll tell them all about it.
If you want to subscribe to the newspaper, you can call me at 401-487-4136. Right now, as Greg pointed out, we are getting ready to do our Community Choice Awards. Right now, we are in the nomination cycle. And anybody interested in running advertising to be nominated and or voted in as, potentially one of the best in the business, just give me a call myself, 401-487-4136. One thing I did with Greg, I wasn't getting ad content, and as any advertiser knows, that can be a problem. Advertising rep, I should say. So I literally screenshot his homepage, and then I took a picture of his business card. I sent it into the company, and I said, "Can you do this ad?" Dave, where's your camera? Is it like on me?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
So I sent this in and said, "Do an ad," and they did a fabulous job on this ad. So even
it's a lovely ad.
Yeah, even if you're just looking to get a spec ad that may sway you in one way or the other to advertise, my doing a spec ad is free. All you got to do is give me a call. 401-487-4136.
Now, one of the things she told me is don't put your cell phone number in the ad, and she just gave you her cell phone number twice.
Well, yeah, that's because I can't sit at a desk. That's not
in
who
her
I
case,
am.
it's vital because you wouldn't find
Yeah.
her. Yeah, right.
You'll never
You wouldn't
find me.
her
No,
if
I
you
know.
did. Yeah.
Just-
Unless you
just
have
being
one
a
of
smart
those
guy.
Apple things on
That's
my
what we
car.
call tailoring the ad to the circumstances.
No, I think it's great. Outstanding.
So, like, there's professionals, plumbers, and stuff like that, who don't go to the office very much. If you need them, you got to use the cell phone number to get a hold of them.
In the old days, the pager.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, those are
Anybody
24-hour
remember pagers?
businesses. When it comes to a business that opens and locks the door, unlocks in the morning, locks at the end of the day, you don't put your cell phone in.
Right. Does anybody know what peptides is?
Somewhat.
Peptides.
All right.
No.
Well, basically, it's most of your non-prescription medicines that you see advertised on TV. stuff where, for your rheumatiz and stuff like that, that they have the people advertising on TV and radio. And peptides are compounds that are often marketed as wellness treatments, and they've grown in popularity. They're touted a lot on social media. This is how I lost 500 pounds of weight, and things like that. You can pretty much get it. But they were initially popular only among bodybuilders and got a bad rep back then. And biohackers, social media influencers and mainstreamers and stuff like that. But here's the cute thing about this. The Federal Food and Drug Administration scientists say there's not much evidence supporting the safety and effectiveness of the peptides up for consideration. There are 7 of them they're looking at right now, and they're testing them. However, lurking in the background is Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who says the customers currently have to turn to the unregulated gray market for their medications because prescriptions are much too expensive. What say you?
This is the guy who killed the raccoon or something and carried it around in his car.
I don't know if he did that. People talk about that.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's true.
What's wrong with that? No, I'm just kidding. Just a joke. The price of medication these days is just so insane. Even when you switch insurance carriers or whatever, I had one prescription go from $5 a dose, 30-day dose, to over $500 just by switching carriers. I have no idea how that happened or what this sweet deal was somebody had, but it wasn't so sweet when I switched. So, yeah, I mean, that's what drives people to do crazy stuff in the gray market. And,
the word is that drugs are much less expensive if you go to Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And why are American companies charging exorbitant amounts for drugs that they're selling overseas to a much lower price?
Anything is more expensive if it's covered by insurance. Anything.
But you certainly want to have insurance, because if you're in Greg's situation, you didn't have insurance, you'd be paying the $500.
Yeah, that's true, but it's it's a double-edged sword.
So your question. Let's go back to your actual gray market. You mentioned peptides and you mentioned medications.
Right.
Peptides aren't going to replace medications.
Yeah, but they're trying to pass themselves off as medical.
They're more for
an alternative.
The building blocks of protein is what peptides, amino acids, all those things. But I wouldn't even I'm feeling the conversation is 2 different things. One is peptides. Would you take peptides to help XYZ? Medications, gray market versus getting a prescription. Who knows what's in any of them when you get down to it? People are taking medications, they don't even know what side effects are.
Right.
My doctor told me to.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's a little bit different. I would not put peptides based on what I know of peptides, based on I know that they can help with brain injuries, etc. I wouldn't put it in the same category.
Mm-hmm.
Just my...
Well, it looks now that this pressure from the administration on the FDA to start evaluating things that it's chosen not to evaluate before, and perhaps pass a judgment on them.
Mm-hmm. But somebody who was very cynical could also suggest that Robert Kennedy's offer is you can't afford to have this particular medication because it's so expensive, but rather than the administration doing anything to try and lower those prices, we're just going to suggest that you take something that is untested and not as expensive and see if that works as well. That's a very cynical way to look at it, but I think that's a way that could be looked at.
Yeah. Well, it could be. I don't know. It's latest in the news that he's now saying that people are being forced to take these things.
He's encouraging it, it sounded.
Yeah. And speaking of things you need insurance for, Taco Bell.
Ooh. Yeah, that's spreading pretty quickly, too.
Yeah.
Foot traffic at Taco Bell locations in the United States down 19% since the problem with the lettuce. And like, they didn't do anything wrong, right?
No.
They just, hey, we need lettuce for the tacos and the other things that we're making over here. So you buy it under contract. They deliver it, nice and all bagged up and everything else like that. Next thing you know, thousands of people are getting sick, and you're getting hung with it.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
you gotta think. I always like their Fiesta tacos because they're a little healthier for you, a little healthier version. But you gotta think twice. How do I know that stayed in the lettuce and didn't go into the
Oh yeah, right.
Fiesta
Contaminate
mix?
anything.
Or
Sure.
yeah, do I blame Taco Bell? 100% not.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
even close.
They're victim of
Unfortunately,
But
circumstance.
they're
It happens to them. It
Yeah.
seems to happen to them a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yum
And-
Brands, are they still owned by Yum?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep. But they
Same folks that have Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's one other one too. I can't remember which one, but
we
the
need a Bojangles out here is what we need.
well,
'cause
we're gonna-
they
you
do
like it?
biscuits,
we're getting a Chipotle and a Starbucks.
right?
Not
So-
my style.
Anyways,
I want a
the
Bojangles.
sale of organically grown lettuce, or local lettuce, has like skyrocketed.
they
Yeah,
said.
well, I mean, sure, I'm going down to
Right.
Goodwin's or someplace like that and get my lettuce down there, sure.
Yeah. So the side effect.
Farm stands.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I was a good one the other day. That's where I
Okay.
got the eggplant that I had to cut by moving.
Is that where you get it?
Not
Yeah.
the knife.
That's where I get the sweet corn. It is
Yep.
so consistent there.
Yep.
I love sweet corn. Oh, my goodness, do I. All right, well, we have a little note over here. I'm going to save it till after the break is over because I have to get a second message now from Sue and the call-in times.
Again, we'll make this message easy. Any type of advertising you're interested in, whether it's friends to follow, whether it's digital marketing, we even do posters, yard signs, etc. Just give me a call on my cell phone at 401-487-4136.
Thank you, Sue. We'll return with more coffee and right after these important messages on WOON. ON Radio.
Ready for some big news and bigger savings? Macy's is hosting their first ever semi-annual dress sale now, and they have designer dresses and more for all occasions, all for under $50. That means dresses originally priced as high as almost $800 are up to 88% off. But it's only for a limited time, so act fast before the best deals are gone. Don't miss Macy's semi-annual dress sale, happening in-store only now at participating Macy's locations. For more info, visit macys.com/events. Savings off select prices. Exclusions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
We're delighted so many of you are enjoying our Levitamp concerts on radio and TV. But come to the park for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Six Flags New England Amusement Park. To win, you must go to the Friday night concert. Take a picture of yourself having fun at the concert. Post that picture to your social media pages using the caption #MusicMoves. Then show your post to Amy at the merch tent during the concert. Everyone who does this will receive a chance in the drawing for the 4 Six Flag tickets each week. Winner announced on stage at the end of the concert. You don't need to be in the park for the drawing, but you must be in the park at some time during the concert to win the tickets to Six Flags, courtesy of ON Radio and TV.
Thank you very much for the break. That's our final break of the program. We're back with more conversation on Coffee and. But first, a message from Robert Hope Larder, Esquire, and his law office.
Thank you. Good morning. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. I'd like to talk with you this morning about 2 very recent decisions by the Supreme Court of the state of Rhode Island. The first is the case of Fernandez versus the Rhode Island Public Transit Authority, and it was decided on July 15th of this year. In the Fernandez case, Mrs. Fernandez was injured when attempting to board a RIPTA bus in Providence. She alleged that the bus driver negligently closed the doors as she was boarding, causing her to fall to the ground and sustain serious injuries. Following the incident, a RIPTA supervisor interviewed Ms. Pina, who did not speak English. The conversation was interpreted by a Spanish-speaking individual known to the supervisor. Between the date of the accident and the time of the trial, Miss Pina had died, and was therefore unable to testify to contradict any of the testimony provided by her as a witness. The trial continued upon behalf of her estate. The defendant, Ripta, called the supervisor to testify to the information supplied by the interpreter. The plaintiff objected to the testimony as hearsay. That is evidence of a conversation which is being supplied by a third party. For example, if Curly told Larry that he robbed a bank, and Larry told Mo that Curly had said, and Mo was called to testify as to Curly's admission to the robbery, the fact that Mo did not hear the confession directly from Curly would render this testimony as hearsay. In the Fernandez case, the trial court permitted the supervisor to testify, and the plaintiff lost her case. Upon the appeal to the Supreme Court, this court held that the admission of the testimony was erroneous. The interpreter was not present in court to verify the accuracy of the alleged conversation between the supervisor and the now deceased plaintiff, and that as such, even though the statements were made by the plaintiff, since the supervisor did not understand them without the help of the interpreter, in the absence of the interpreter to verify the accuracy of the intended testimony, any testimony by the supervisor must be considered hearsay and not worthy of admission. Since the testimony affected the substantial rights of the parties, and it was just not cumulative of other testimony, its admission was erroneous, and the plaintiff was entitled to a new trial on the merits. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. If you think my office may be assistant you in legal matters, please call me for an appointment. My telephone number is 401-762-4550. And the disclaimer: the Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. And the moral of the story is, if there might be some legal action, always get a certified third-party interpreter.
Or have that
a dispassionate person who is known to the legal system as being accurate.
Yes. That would be proper.
Yeah. Don't just get a friend or a relative to interpret for you, because mistakes could be made.
True.
All righty. Very good. Thanks there, Bob. The note from the audience that I alluded to before we left. Let's see. To the panel. Somebody shut the speaker off in the lobby. You know, Gary's here. Trump is trying to pass medical insurance that covers doctors' visits only. No prescription, no testing, no treatments, no nothing. I don't know if that's true, but this is what a listener has called the switchboard and asked us to mention. Might be true. I never heard of it before. Anybody else?
No.
I don't know if it's true or not, but it would not surprise me, being the left-wing person I am. So.
All right. In other words, in your opinion, you wouldn't be surprised if it were true, but you don't know it's true.
That is correct.
All right. Very good. Sue, no, you never heard, right?
That's just too stupid. I'm not buying it. I can't
Good
even.
point. If the insurance doesn't cover what you want, don't buy it.
What's the
Call
point?
Greg. He'll give you great advice on that, right?
That's true.
Go see a doctor. The doctor can't help
Greg will tell you what it covers.
It's only viable if somebody buys it or somebody uses it, right?
But see, now I could not have had this surgery,
right,
without the test to tell me I needed a surgery.
Right.
So why am I going to go to a doctor? Doctor don't want to see me without some type of imaging. So it don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
At all.
Denise went through that too. It was, well, we fell. Shoulder doesn't work anymore. Went to the hospital. They said, we took an x-ray. Yep. It's in pieces. You're going to have to. So they sent her home. And so she calls the doctor. And he said, well, you got to see a specialist. Call a specialist. Specialist says, we can't do anything. Let's get a piece of paper from your doctor. Recommending, it's got to be in writing, not just you calling us up and saying that, the doctor says I have to come and see you to get this thing fixed. And the doctor doesn't do that kind of work. My general practitioner. It took a week for her GP. And because it's a negative comment, I won't mention who it is. But boy, am I ticked. It took a week to get the doctor to allow the specialist to see her, and meanwhile she's living with a shoulder that is in several pieces.
But you also have to realize the doctor has other things going on in his office that may require more immediate attention.
No.
Over a week's time?
No.
And dozens of telephone calls,
No, I'm
Bob?
not buying that one either.
I'm not buying that one.
You know, with my particular situation, it's different because she had an immediate injury.
Right.
Take Ron. You know, Ron just shattered his L3, which
Yeah.
is, in essence, I can't even believe.
Broke his back.
So he went to, Landmark, did the x-ray.
Right.
Sent him to Lifespan, and Lifespan, they didn't do a surgery or anything. They sent him to rehab.
Right.
I have no idea what's going to happen, but with Denise's injury, that should have been an immediate.
Yeah, we thought so.
Right, I broke my arm. It's the same thing when I broke it.
A day or 2 days, you might give them a pass on it, but a full week.
No.
And all the time, we're talking to the specialists too. They said, well, you can come by and see us, but your insurance will not cover it without the GP telling us we got to have it in writing.
That's crazy.
And that's anytime you run into that, though, I'm going to, throw in a plug for the Rhode Island.
You can call the insurance company and says, listen, folks.
Rhode Island Insurance Commissioner's Office, which I'm dealing with now based on everything that my husband just had to deal with that we just went through. And they say that you don't need referrals for certain things. You don't need pre-authorization. You don't need
referrals for heart attacks or life-threatening
MRIs
situations.
are supposed to be a pre-authorization. It's just so damn expensive.
Yeah.
You can get an X-ray at any given time, even a CT scan. But when it comes to an MRI, they're so expensive.
Right.
But, back to when it was mine, it was a problem. They did the proper channels, but my doctor specifically said, I have to send you for an X-ray, then you have to go see the doctor, then the doctor's going to send you for an MRI, then they're going to determine if they're going to, then they're going to do this. They have to follow this process.
Yeah.
However, a person wrote something in the notes at the X-ray that the doctor called me all excited. Oh my God, you can get an MRI. I think I can put it through for you. That's how difficult it is to get an MRI. He was so excited that he called me without making it a telehealth call.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. We're going to try to sneak in another topic or two here. U.S. measles cases are hitting the highest number recorded in more than 3 decades now.
Wow.
Remember, down around the year 2000, we had hardly anything. In 1999, they said, well, it's pretty much eradicated, just trace amounts here and there. But now,
do they
2025, they had 2,289 cases. Here, since 1990, in 1990, before it was eradicated, it was 27,808. But now we're at 3,295 cases.
Do they think that any of that has to do with Secretary Kennedy's reluctance to endorse the concept of measles vaccines?
I can't tell you what they think. They're just giving us numbers.
I would suggest that might be part of the problem.
It might be. Is anybody concerned about artificial intelligence?
Oh, it's a real concern.
Some of us don't even have
concern.
real intelligence, let alone artificial.
I love this man. But here's the thing, and we really only have like a minute to talk about this. But there's a big news story here, national news story about an AI-generated political ad sparking a debate in the Tennessee race. The Rhode Island legislature this year passed a rule that if you hear a political ad on our station, that political ad, if it were generated with AI, artificial intelligence computers, and it wasn't human based, that it has to be disclosed to the audience. We've actually had one come through where the announcer was an AI announcer, and the political candidate put the ad together, and we put up on it's a TV ad, and we put up on the TV screen voice generated by AI computer. So it's starting now. So look at your political ads, because if there's any AI in it, in Rhode Island, they're supposed to have it up on screen, or you're supposed to announce it.
That makes sense. I don't know how consistent they'll be with that, because there's a lot of stuff out there already. The political maybe.
The deal is that the FCC says that radio and television stations are prohibited, summarily prohibited, from editing a political ad that's given to them in any way at all, no matter how trivial. So we can't do it.
Right.
But if the candidate is the one who's supposed to disclose it to us, and then we will agree on their direction on what to do about it. And we agreed with the candidate in this case to put the statement on the screen.
What is the difference between having a real announcer saying my opponent is a drunken idiot and having an AI say my opponent's a drunken idiot?
This particular ad happened to be a very positive ad about the candidate, so that's not the case. It was amusing the way you put it. What's the difference? It's the difference that the legislature passed a law that was too broad and covered too many things. It just says any AI generation has to be disclosed. Now, in my estimation, I'd be comfortable with believing that if I didn't have an announcer free to do it, to record it, and I chucked it into a computer, the script that the politician and their committee approved of, and I didn't edit it in any way, but if I put it into a computer, the computer played it back in somebody's voice that everybody agreed that that's the good voice to use, and it came from a computer, I would say no harm, no foul. But that's not how the law reads. Because they're just getting started with this AI stuff.
Yeah, but in that perspective, I understand it. But once you get pictures...
Yeah, so well now...
And that's where the problem is. You're getting pictures, you're getting videos, and if they don't have AI in it...
The big problem is scripts.
But what you just said, by putting it into the system and spitting it back out, I don't see that as a problem. I don't even... Like, I wouldn't even consider that AI. I mean, that's something that goes with the job.
You have to be careful about new laws, because when they pass new laws, they know first thing that's going to happen, you're going to grab somebody, say you broke a law. Next thing is it goes to court, and then it gets proven.
Right.
One way or the other, and then they might adapt or tweak that law if they felt they really made a mistake. But that's the natural system of how things work in this country. And you don't want to be the one that has to, forgive me, Bob, pay the lawyer to go through that pain with you. Sorry, Bob.
You know, we're just scratching the surface on this AI stuff.
And we have to end the show. I'm sorry.
I advertise on this show, and the moderator says, don't pay the lawyer.
I didn't say don't pay.
So hold on. He said
we don't want to pay the lawyer to go through that pain.
We're in overtime. He said don't pay the lawyer. Don't pay him because he didn't do your second commercial.
Yes.
There you go. It's time, Bob.
See you next week.
Is that it?
Well, if we're all done, yeah.
Well, we're all done when you finish your commercial.
Thank you.
What do you got for us?
Good morning. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. The second recent Rhode Island Supreme Court decision I'd like to discuss with you this morning is set forth in the case of Constantino versus Oben. This case involved a number of issues, but one of which the determination constitutes a marital asset available for equitable distribution in a divorce case. In the Constantino case, the wife acquired a number of rental properties in Brazil prior to her marriage. The income from these properties was reported on the joint income tax returns which the husband and wife filed with the Federal Internal Revenue Service. In divorce litigation, the entitlement of one spouse to the assets of another is based upon whether the property was acquired during the course of marriage or whether it was conveyed from one party to the other or both through joint ownership. In the Constantino case, the husband claimed that since the income from the properties was reflected on the joint income tax return, and the taxes assessed on that income were paid by he as well as the wife, that the property had been transmuted into a marital asset. Now, transmutation is a concept where the property can be converted from a non-marital property to a marital property if changed in form and put into joint names. In the Constantino case, the court ruled that the transmission of non-marital assets occurs in an actual intention to do so, and it's subjectively manifested. Here, the record was replete with evidence that the wife's foreign property remained separate throughout the entirety of the marriage. The result, again, a try, but not necessarily nice, by the husband, but no reward. The property was not a marital asset available for equitable distribution in the marriage. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. If you think my office may be assistant to you in legal matters, please call me for an appointment. My telephone number is 762-4550. And the disclaimer, the Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
And boy, you need a lawyer to figure that stuff out. What you were just talking
Thank
about.
God we have one.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that you need one, so call Bob. All right, listen, Bob, I got to say thank you. Sorry about your messages being so late. I made
That's okay.
a mental error earlier in the program, and it just dominoed right to the end.
No, Sue's message about how she can create the advertisement from just names.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
From AI.
Yeah, they're very great.
It wasn't AI.
No, it's actually
AI.
people.
It was talented
It's
human
actually
beings.
people. Yeah, these
Talented
are actual
human beings
people.
doing it.
You don't refer to my assistant researcher as AI.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Bob, for being here. See you again
Thank
next
you.
week. Joe will be back next week. We'll be on time. Sue, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
dear.
you. Have a good rest of the week.
I'm glad you were able to come because you had so much to the program. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. And Greg Agno, boy, yeah, you're a panelist now, boy. You've only been with us a short time, but you've got your place here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We'll see you next
right.
week.
You betcha. Folks, that's it for our show today. If you missed any portion, pick it up online at woodsocketradio.com or woonietv.com if you wish. And, well, let's see. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, boy, we got a lot of guests tomorrow because it's a Friday and a lot of things happening we have to talk about. Make it a good day.
Broadcasting live and local.